There we go. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? Welcome to Designing Your Optimal Network. I'm Jordan Crowther. I'm a double diamond with It Works. My Instagram is The Real Jordan Crow, if you want to take a look at that. So I joined this business, let's see, I'm 33 years old, trying to go through my story. I'm 33. I've been married for 12 years. I'm obsessed with being married. Like, I love being married. I have 3 kids, 3 amazing kids. And I talk a lot about my struggles with motherhood in my posts because it's just something that comes, like, it's been difficult for me. So I try to open up about that. And that's kind of part of my brand too. So I started with It Works because I was with another company for 3.5 years. And I have nothing bad to say about the company. You will never find me like saying anything bad about another company, because that's just not, it's just not going to come off well, like the energy that you bring if you are focusing on the negative with other companies or trying to compare or anything like that. So anytime you run into another MLM girl, just give her a fist bump or something, because they're just like you and me. We're all trying to like do good things for our family. We're all trying to make a living here. So whatever anybody chose, like, just, you know, like, be kind to them and move on. Like, you don't have to play the comparison game. But I was with another company for 3.5 years and I was going nowhere. I didn't realize I wasn't going anywhere because I really liked the products and I liked the people I worked with. Like, it was cool. But it was more of 3.5 years of hanging out, honestly. Like, looking back, once I like woke up, I was like, ooh, I just like wasted a ton of time. And I sat there and watched my good friend Tara and my good friend Gretchen, who started their business with It Works, like the same time I started my other MLM that I used to be with. They were rocking it. They were making amazing money. Like, they were paying off debt twice. They were retiring their husband, traveling the world, like fixing up their entire home, like putting money in the bank, paying off debt. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And it wasn't so much, I mean, I'm sure there's things that I could have tweaked, but there was no community. It Works. We have community, guys. We have amazing community. And the comp plan rocks my socks off. Like, the comp plan's ridiculous. I don't know if you guys have looked into other people's comp plans, but if you ever have in the past, like, It Works is by far the best. And stuff like this, like me talking to you like this, just a conversation, or any type of stuff Jade does, or Ashley Mayfield or whatever, things like that in the other company I was with, you have to pay for. How crazy is that? Like, we are so blessed being in this business. Like, I'm serious. You have to be grateful that you could make an income from your phone for free by literally YouTubing like how to do stuff. If you don't have a supportive upline, you can still become a millionaire. Honestly, like, that's what Jade did. There's so many people that made a crazy living without having a rockin' upline. So I joined It Works November 2018. So it's been about 9 months. And within the first month, I went Ruby. The second or third month, I went Emerald. And the end of the 4th month, I went Diamond. And then I'm trying to remember, I think at like the 5th month, I went double diamond. And it's not like anything magical happened. Like, I worked my tail off. That's pretty much the secret to this business. Like, the more you work, the more time you put in, the more messages you send out, the more people you follow. The more you follow up with people, the more confident you are, the more self-development you do, all that kind of stuff, the more money you're going to make. It's as simple as that. So, like, I entered this business. I told Tara, like, I told her all of my things that I didn't like about the other company. I made sure to like get all the facts about It Works. And she asked me what my plan was. And I said, well, my plan is to go all the way. She was like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, what's the highest rank in the company? And she said, Black Diamond. I said, okay, that's my goal. And that's what I'm working toward. And it's not because, like, I'm not being prideful saying that. Like, I knew I was going to join this to be successful. Like, I was not going to give myself another option. So no matter how long it's going to take me to get there, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. Like, I have been relentless. And I think that's what has pushed me, and that's what pushes you guys. Like, if you want this bad enough and you do all the things, like, you're going to get there. When I was 8 years old, like, I used to love doing cartwheels. I couldn't do a cartwheel now to save my life. I think I'd break my neck. But I used to love doing cartwheels, and I wanted to learn. I was so desperate to learn how to do a one-handed cartwheel. And I knew failure was not an option. Like, I was going to learn it no matter what, and I was going to succeed. And so what I did, I got a banana, and I went to my mom's favorite rug, super expensive rug. I just remember her telling me that, so I don't know how much it was. And I took that banana in my hand, actually this hand, the right hand, because I did a left-handed cartwheel, and I just went for it. And I knew if I failed, I was going to be in deep trouble. So I didn't let myself fail. And that's kind of how I've approached this business. And that's why I will watch every video. I will take every ounce of, I don't like to call it criticism, constructive criticism, because really it's just like learning. You know, I will learn from anybody. I'll learn from somebody who just started. If you've got something to offer, which we all do, like, I don't care. Like, I will, it doesn't matter our rank. I just wanted to kind of give you my story. So heading into our discussion, we are here to figure out designing our optimal network, guys. So this might sound like a bunch of fancy words, but it is so crazy simple. And you're going to look back once you're at the end of this video, you're going to look back and be like, oh, like, I can totally do that. I'm going to be a pro at this. Amazing. It's just something that takes time. That's the only thing. That's why people give up on this whole branding and building and audience and all that kind of stuff, because you can't just put out 5 posts and be like, that's my brand, guys. Bring it on, audience. Come to me. Like, no, it's going to take time to build up where we want to be. So you have to be, we're going to go over first, like, how to present ourselves, because that's a huge part of attracting the correct audience and designing the network that we want to grow. So we have to be ourselves through and through. We hear this all the time, being authentically you, but I want you to really hone in on what that means in every aspect of how you're presenting yourself. So if you wake up at 11 every day and eat fast food all day, don't get on Instagram or Facebook and act like you woke up at 6 a.m. and you eat kale on a treadmill all day. Like, don't be embarrassed. Like I think Cheyenne Knox a couple days ago, because she's on a road trip, she posted a picture of like an entire table full of McDonald's food with her fat fighters. Like, she wasn't hiding the fact that she was eating literal crap. Like, she was owning it. And the same goes for that person that wakes up at 6 a.m. and eats kale while they're on a treadmill all day. Like, don't be ashamed of that, or don't be scared to present yourself that way, like you're bragging or whatever. That is you. If that is you, that's who you want to attract. That's your audience. So being you in every way possible. I constantly have to remind myself of this because we're influenced by so many outside sources. So we are all a work in progress, but that is what's going to help you build up your brand. We're going to go over that in a little bit, like in more detail. I wanted to start talking about like why we add people. Like, we join this business and our upline starts training us and they're like, add people every day. And that, I cannot stress enough like how important that is, guys, because I want to give you a for instance. So pretend that like your Instagram, like pretend you're following 500 people, and pretend that those 500 people are an audience, like in an auditorium. And then pretend that your posts your stories, your feed, whatever you're presenting is you on the stage as a public speaker in that auditorium. Okay, so whatever you're saying, if it's a literal auditorium of 500 people, you're going to be talking, and those people, most likely, most of them are going to listen to what you have to say. You might have a few that are like taking a nap or snoozing, and a few that are out of the bathroom, and a few that might be just like daydreaming or on their phones. But the majority of those people are going to be listening to what you say. Now, only a fraction of those people are going to take to heart your advice and apply it to their life. So if, you know, you're talking about products or talking about joining the business, it's not, you know, all 500 of those people in that audience are not going to join your business, but they have the option. They're listening to you. Take that and pretend that that audience is your Instagram. Only a fraction, I'm talking about like 75 to 100 of your followers are seeing your things every day, like whatever you're posting. And that is just algorithm. That's the Instagram algorithm. And it's not our enemy. We can totally use it to our advantage, because the more we interact and comment on people's feed, the more they're going to see our stuff. So it's very simple. Like, the more love we give, the more love we're going to receive. If nobody's liking our posts and nobody's commenting on our posts, and we're just going to our upline and complaining about how nobody wants to hear this and nobody wants us to, like, give people love. Like, give it out. Like, people want to be heard, and you commenting and interacting, that is what is going to attract people to you. They want to see what you're about after that. So if you only have 500 followers in the Instagram world, only a fraction of those people are seeing your things. So you want to add people every day, because you having a new audience all the time of the right people is how you're going to grow to those exponential levels. It's a free market. It's crazy that we can make money and connect with people in the 21 countries that It Works is in just by following and connecting on Instagram. That is a free resource that we are given, that technology has brought about in the internet world. We are able to do this. So I just say, take full advantage of it. When people ask me how many people to follow, it's different for every person. I would say minimum, I follow minimum 150 a day. And I always follow in segments. So you don't want to sit down and spend 30 minutes following 500 new people, because Instagram's going to block you. They see things as actions, okay? So anytime you're blocked, I'm sure all of us at some point have been blocked on Instagram. It's for like a day or a couple days. Anytime you're blocked, it's too many actions. They restrict that. So you will never ever get blocked for commenting on people's things. You'll never get blocked for liking people's things, but you can get blocked for following too many people at once, sending too many messages at once, the same message. I don't know, posting. I only post once a day, so I don't know if you can like post too many times. That'd be crazy anyway. But they see that as like individual actions. So if you do too much of that, you're going to get blocked. So I would say I try to follow like 75 at a time. And what I do is I go through, and I'll teach you like how, like different ways to follow people. But I will go through, I used to just click on people. I would find the subject or wherever I wanted to look for people and just go down, click, 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 click. And then if I see a picture of a guy or a company, I just skip over them, click, click, click. So now I've learned, I would still build like that because we unfollow people, but that don't follow us back. But what I've found it has been more effective is when I take the time, every few people that I'm following, to go look at who they are, look at their profile, go to 3 or 4 of their most recent pictures and show them some love. If it's something that you can ask a question about, do it. Like if you see somebody's shirt, you're like, girl, that is so cute. Where did you get that? or, oh, your puppy is adorable, what breed is it, or how old are your kids, they look so cute, happy first day of school, or whatever. Like, just be personable. That's what people want. That's what this business is about, is connections. So seeing how, who to add, what I want you guys to do is go to your Instagram right now. And whether you are using Zoom for your phone, just like kind of exit out and go to Instagram, or if you have another device. Okay. I want you to scroll through your Instagram. If you have a pen and paper, that's awesome. If you want to use your notes app, I want you to go through and find 5 accounts that you're already following in your feed, 5 of your favorite accounts. It can be another It Works leader. It can be, you know, a blogger that you really connect with. It can be just another mom friend that you love her posts, or anybody. It can, as long as it's not like a celebrity, which I don't know. I still follow Leonardo DiCaprio, so that's one of my favorite Instagram accounts. So write down, the reason I want you to do this, because I want you to write down what you love about, like why. You know that you love that person's account. Why do you love that person's account? Do you love the way that they write? Do you love that they're super funny? And I want you to put, you don't have to put the person's account name in the comments, but in the comments, I want you to write what you love about that person's account. So is it their color scheme? Is it that they share their struggles and you relate to that struggle? Is it that they're super stylish and they have the same kind of, they wear the same types of clothes that you love, so you know, love that they match outfits together? Do they share awesome recipes? Are they a cancer survivor and they're inspirational? Do they share their calligraphy, lettering, and you always wanted to be like a letterer? Is that what it's called, letterer? So take what you like about what attracts you whenever you see that person's post. You're like, oh, yay, like that's Amanda's post. I love it. Like, tell us why you love it. Because I can guarantee that it's because they offer value. They offer value to their audience, and you are their audience. You are never going to say in this list of things that you're sharing, thank you guys. I can see the comments. I can't read them, but I can see them. You're never going to say, Jordan, my favorite person is so-and-so because they're trying to sell me something. Or this one's my favorite because they have blurry pictures. And this one's my favorite. They never show their face. I love this person. You're not going to say, oh, they are super generic, so I really connect with them. Or I know nothing about them. They're awesome. Or you're not going to see that they just have quotes with no story attached to the quotes, or that they only post pictures when it's at special events once a month. Or they don't have any profile description. Their profile picture is like a flower or a wall, and like you never see their face. Like you're never gonna have one of those types of accounts as your favorite. So don't be that account. Don't be that generic. You are better than that. You are way better than being generic. You have something to offer. And you don't have to post like your most private moment or your most private picture. Nobody's asking you to do that. But you have to post a decent picture, and you have to offer value of some sort. You have to offer things to your audience that are going to connect you to who you want to attract. So they have to be about you. You have to try to brand yourself. What I did when I started this business, because I really wanted to hone in on this, I asked 5 people that were super close to me, that have known me for a long time, that know me in and out. I wanted them to give me 5 or 6 things that when they thought of me, they thought about that thing. Whether it's a personality trait, whether it's a hobby, whether it's my work, whether it's who I am, good or bad. Like I wanted them to write it down and tell me. And then that kind of created the type of person that I wanted to portray on Instagram through my posts. There's lots of different ways to try to brand yourself. And what I would recommend, because I won't go into like detail on this video, but I would definitely YouTube. Jade has videos on branding themselves. Ashley Mayfield, Cheyenne Knox, they all have videos on how to find your brand. Sarah Neerman, she has a really good video. It's Instagram, cracking the Instagram code. So write that down, cracking the Instagram code. And that will help you figure out like your specific who you are, because it seems like such a simple thing to figure out, and then when you go to post and you're like, wait a second, no, like I need to know. So I'm gonna show you different ways to follow people. So a really effective way is friends of friends of friends, because they're already gonna see that you follow somebody they know. And they'll be more apt to follow you back, especially if you click on their name and comment on a few of their posts first. So I'll give you an example. Oh, the one disclaimer I want to say, friends of friends of friends is awesome unless it's another distributor. Never, ever, ever follow another distributor's followers. And it's not, I know none of us would do it like intentionally to hurt somebody, but it would, in the sense that what if they're sending messages to this person and then you start sending messages, that's not going to come across that well. So if you've done that, it's okay. Like nobody's mad at you. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to go any further in your business. You want to reach out and follow other people. So I'm going to go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, who I followed, like how I went and followed. So Monday morning when I went on, I went to a local grocery store, like on Instagram. I found their Instagram name, like the one I shop at, because if you do like a super broad store, you're going to get people from all over, like maybe even different countries that we're not in. So that's why I chose something local. So I went to Instagram, and I'll do this now. So on the bottom, you see like the little magnifying glass. So I click that. And then in the very top, there's a search bar. So you click the search like you're going to type something in. And on the very right, under the word cancel, you see places. And those are geotags of anywhere. You can look up anywhere, but I always click near current location. So that's where I went and found like the grocery store that I shop at. And then I went through and I followed people that look like real people. I typically choose women, but it's okay if you follow a man. Like, it's not a bad thing. Men are customers too. They're real people too. And then after, I think I would follow like 5 people, and then every 5th person I would go on their account, like in their pictures, and comment. Now, if they are private, you can't obviously go into their account and comment on their nearest pictures. So as soon as they follow me back, as soon as those people, the day that they follow me back, I check every single day. The day they follow me back, I send them a welcome message. And I'll read you what my welcome message is. It's super simple. It's something that's custom to you. I just say, hey there, lovely. And I have like a little emoji of a hibiscus, because hibiscus is my favorite flower. I wanted to say thanks so much for being my follower. My Instagram is a peek into my life as a hot mess mom of 3 crazy kiddos, wife to an amazing stay-at-home dad, and just some fun squares of happiness and struggle along the way. Totally the real life stuff. And then I have the emoji of the winky face. I really look forward to getting to know you. Oh, and I'm doing a $200 cash giveaway for August, so message me if you would like to enter. Now, some of my girlfriends that I asked like what their welcome message was, they give their personal results, like if they lost a certain amount of weight, or if they have a certain promotion going on, or if they got such and such results, and they might even send their corporate approved before and after pictures. So I send that to anyone who follows me back, but especially like when someone's private and they follow me back, I want to send them a welcome message and hop on their account as soon as I can to start interacting. And in that way, we are never cold messaging people. You will never hear people say, oh, this is how we cold message. We don't cold message. We don't. Yeah, I will post that message. Kalila, I'm going to send this to you. And can you stick this in the chat? Thanks, girl. So that's an example Monday morning. Later in the day, like I'm obsessed with gemstones. So I went to #amethyst, but that was super general. So I scrolled down to find like a hashtag that had less pictures attached to it, so it wasn't as broad. And then I tried to choose accounts that looked like someone in the US, or someone in a country that we're in. If you follow, this is kind of sidetrack thought, but I wanted to say it. If you follow someone that's not in a country we're in, it's okay. If you by accident reach out and offer like products, business, whatever, and then you realize after the fact that they're not in a country that we're in, all you have to do is say, oh my goodness, girl, I totally didn't realize like we are not in your part of the country or of the world yet. But as soon as we open up in your area, you're the first person I'm contacting, and save their name. So the way I save it, so you don't want to take like a ton of time and like keep a whole log of, you're not going after future potential distributors. We're going after people we want in the business now, but you can still save them to a collection. I have a collection on my phone in Instagram where I save different subjects. So PLCs, PDTs, giveaway entries, talked about keto coffee with, like all sorts of things. So to save somebody's name to your collections, you would just click on a picture of theirs and then click the little bookmark. I don't know if you can see that right there. And then it'll say save to collection. And then you can just create a collection that says foreign PDTs or something like that. And that way, 2 years from now, if you're like, we're opening up in South Africa, I'm so excited. Oh, I had like 1 million people that wanted that. All right, let me go find them. Like, they're not going to forget, but you're going to forget if you don't save it. So that was a sidetrack thought. And then later in the day on Monday, I went to #type1mom because my oldest has type 1 diabetes. So I can always connect with moms in general, but that makes it a little more specific. So I do every like 10 or so posts, I'm posting about something with her diabetes. So that's like a really good hashtag for me to follow. On Tuesday, I wanted to follow, I love MAC makeup, so I wanted to go follow people that also like MAC makeup. But MAC is like a worldwide cosmetic store. Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of the word cosmetic. So I went to the geotag thing again that I showed you guys, and I went to the nearest MAC store to my house in Maryland, and then followed women that made a post about that. Later in the day, like #wife life. And these are different ideas as outside of the friends of friends. So there, you can never say, I don't know who to follow. What do I do? Because all you have to do is think of things that you connect with, like whatever is part of your brand. And those are the types of things you want to follow. I love kids clothes. I love getting kids clothes for my kids. I've been obsessed with like Stitch Fix boxes and things like that. I love Gap clothing, but when I would type in Gap Kids, that has millions and millions of posts. And again, it's like a worldwide company. So I found an organic, local US company that makes organic kids clothes called Art in Eden. And I just went to their page, their account, went to their most recent post, And I don't follow that account. Like, I don't follow bloggers that have 2 million followers. I go to their posts and follow the people that are commenting and liking their stuff. Because if somebody's commenting on those people's posts, that Art and Eden, the organic kids clothing, I know it's going to be another mom that appreciates that type of clothing, and that's within the US because they only ship to the US. And I know we're probably going to have something in common. So that's why I followed that one. There's local bands that I like, that I follow people. So you just got to figure out like different things that are going to connect you with the audience you want. And I don't want you to ever be scared of following the wrong people, because really there's nothing scary about Instagram, guys. I have so many PDTs that are like, I don't know if I want to be public and expand. Like, I'm super scared of, what if I follow like a creepy person or a spammer, or if that is holding you back in this business, I'm going to give you guys some tough love. If that concept of being scared to follow somebody if like they're a predator, or scared to follow somebody because they might know too much about your life, or you are thinking way too much to yourself, like straight up honest, you are way overthinking this business. You are way overthinking yourself. Like, if somebody wanted your information, they can find it. Doesn't matter if they follow you on Instagram or not. So I'm not saying go intentionally follow like whoever. You can still market to men, but I'm telling you, it's the easiest thing in the world. There's this beautiful thing called the block button, guys. Like, if you at all feel slightly for half a second uncomfortable about someone or something they're saying, you don't have to overthink it. Just press block. It could be a perfectly nice person. It's okay. It's business. Nobody's going to sit there and be like, oh, why did she unfollow me? Like, nobody cares. Nobody's listening. Like, nobody's looking for that. Like, if we worked for any other place, guys, okay, so let's say like you're a barista at Starbucks and you're taking people's orders, you're standing at the counter. It does not matter who walks through that door. You have to help them. You could have 12-foot creepy guy, Cyclops, breathing fire, walking through your door. You have to take his order. You have to make him his venti decaf, no foam caramel macchiato. Like, you have to do that. That's your job. That is your job. You can't pick and choose who you serve when you work for Starbucks. I'm a full-time massage therapist. I've had a practice. I've been massaging for 15 years. I've had my own practice for 12 years. I can't choose who I massage. I have amazing clients, but for example, like one of my, she wasn't a regular, but I've seen her a few times. She got a gift card for her husband. He was so gross, guys. Like, he didn't do anything inappropriate. Like, in that way, you can say, no, I'm not massaging you. And that never happened, so don't worry. But he was like smelly and sweaty, and oh my gosh, he had so much hair. Like, he was so gross, and he was like moaning. It just was gross. I couldn't say, oh, I'm not, like, block button, block. No, that's my real life job. Like, you can't do that in any other job. So why with your business are you limiting yourself by being scared of following people? Why? Like, it's not serving you. Nobody else cares. So don't think too much of yourself. Like, you will go so much further if you get that out of your head. Nothing's going to happen. Like, nothing's going to happen. I try to think of that. I'm like, what? I try to get in people's shoes. I try to empathize, but I just cannot wrap my brain around that one thought, because all I think is, what does this PDT think is going to happen? Like, unless you are literally posting, I'm going away out of the country from August 15th to August 19th, and I put my key under the rock to the left of the door, and here's a picture of my house and my address. Bye, guys. Like, if you're saying that, then yeah, you might have to worry like who you're following and who's following you. But that's the only thing. Like, you don't have to stress about that. The block button is an amazing thing. You can use that at any point. I also like the mute button for different reasons. Like, if I have somebody, like a close friend that follows me, I follow them back. I've known them for like 25 years. They support my business. Like, they've bought stuff in the past, but they post like 10 times a day. Isn't muting amazing? Saray, you're the one that taught me that. Like, muting's awesome. If they're posting 10 times a day and it's like a quote with a flower in the background, and like that's just some vague quote, like no words on their post, just a picture of a quote, you know, and then they post like a half cut off blurry picture, and they're doing this like 10 times a day. Guys, there's no reason. They're gonna pop on the top of your feed all the time because they're posting forever and they're your friend. So mute them. Like, you're not deleting them. You're not unfollowing them because you love them. That's okay. But you don't need that to be in the top of your feed, guys. You don't. Like, same with distributors. And I'm going to say it, Saray, you taught me this too. And I love it. I love you guys. Like, I love my upline. I love my sideline girls. I love my downline. But I mute distributors because I'm in 3 different comment pads. So when they comment for me to go see their post, I just hop on over and see what they're posting. I don't need them to show up in my feed and stop me from seeing my PDTs and my PLCs. It's business. It's nothing personal. I do the same with stories because you know what? If you don't have people muted and you follow 100 different distributors, upline, downline, sideline, I bet you however much, $1,000, that the first 20 people that show up in the front of your stories are people that already are distributors. Okay? We love you guys. You love us. It's awesome that we connect, but we're not going to grow our business just seeing distributors post and pictures and stories. It doesn't work like that. So I have distributors muted, unless it's like somebody I just signed up and I really want to pour into them and kind of boost them up. But like I said, I'm in different comment pods with a ton of my distributor friends that when they post, I see when they post, just not in my feed. It's a beautiful thing, the block button and the mute button, guys. So the last thing I want to go over is you have to unfollow people. Okay? So you guys that have been doing this business for a little bit, I want you to put in the chat what app you love the most for unfollowing and why you choose that app. And there's no wrong answer here. There's probably like 25 apps for unfollowing people. But I want to explain why unfollowing is so important. If somebody comes to your page and 200 people are following you, but you are following 3,000 people, first off, they're going to immediately think you don't have anything of value to offer because a very fraction of the amount of people you are following you back. Okay. The second thing they're going to think is that you're desperate because you're following 3,000 people and only 200 people are following you. So if you are past your first month in the business, if you are past that first month, the number of people that are following you should always be almost equal or higher than how many people you are following. And I say after the first month of your business because I know some people start this business and create a page right off the bat, like a brand new page, and that's totally fine, as long as it's like their life and it's not just business, they're sharing everything. But obviously in that scenario, you're not going to magically have people following you, like a greater number of people following you back than people you are following. So always make sure those numbers, either the people you're following is lower or somewhere equal to the people you're following back. It serves no one. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anyone else for you to be following someone that's not following you back. Unless it's Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, again, I'm going back to him because I'll follow him all day. He's not going to follow me. The only people I think that I follow are any of the top leaders that are private, that I can't just hop on their account whenever and check out their stuff. So Cheyenne Knox, I can't remember if Jade is, I can't remember, but even like It Works, like It Works HQ and Mark Pentecost and all those people, I follow all of that. They don't need to follow me back. I'm a double diamond. They don't know who I am. That's okay. I want to follow them because I want to see like all the news, what's going on, like what they're posting about, how to post, that kind of stuff. But anyone else, it doesn't make any sense for you to be following people that aren't following you back because they're not seeing your stuff. They're not technically your PDT or PLC because they don't see anything of yours. And that's okay. They might come back later, but just keep moving. I do it twice a week. Everybody's different. I know some people do it once a week, but I do it twice a week where I hop on Captivate. I use Captivate. You'll see like these comments from these girls, like they might use other things. And I follow a chunk, I unfollow a chunk of like 200 people at a time, like in little groups of 50. I think after 200, it says like Instagram has blocked this action or something like that. And that's okay because I only need to unfollow like 200 at a time. And later in the day, I might do it again. But I do that a couple times a week. And that keeps my page clean. It keeps my numbers either even or my follower number way higher than the people I am following back. So that's going to be appealing for you. Always have something in your profile. Always be true and authentic to who you are. And that's how you're going to create your ideal audience, being you. Okay? So if this information was helpful, I'm so glad. That is great. If this fired you up to like go figure out your brand and like stay on it, I am so excited. If you take this though and do nothing with it, it was useless. You just wasted 45 minutes of your time. Like, I get fired up when I watch Jade Hooper's videos. I get fired up when I watch my girl Tara Allridge's videos. But it don't mean a dang thing if I don't apply it. It doesn't mean anything. If you take this and tomorrow you're just like, I'm going to post my quote. I'm going to post my picture of a flower. I'm going to post my kid's first day of school without any caption. No, like, how was their first day of school? How were you feeling about it? How were they feeling about it? Was it scary? Was it exciting? Are you happy summer's over? Are you sad summer's over? That's what people want. They don't want, like, first day of school, we see 50 million pictures of people's kids. And I mean, they're darn cute, but I'm sorry. Like, I want a story. I want to see just pictures of people's kids. So offer things to people. Ask questions. Invite them into your life. Ask advice. People love giving advice. People love feeling needed. So I had a legit question. This is, for instance, yesterday on Instagram, and I got so many comments back. It was in my Instagram stories, but I live on the East Coast, and this time of year, there's always, I figured out now, they're like bagworms. That's what they're called. They're in the trees. They look like cotton candy. But I was laughing so hard because every day I drive by these things and I don't know what they are. I forget to ask anybody. And then the whole next day I go through the whole thing in my brain. So I did a video about it, and like everybody gave me their advice on like what they thought it was. And they were laughing about my video, and I got text messages from people. Like, that's just silliness. Like that shows a side of just who I am, the type of person I am. It's just goofy stuff that lets people into your everyday life so they can see you're a normal person with normal flaws and normal thoughts, and just as more you as you are, the better, because that's who you're going to attract. All right, so I appreciate all of you hopping on here. Congratulations for furthering your business. It's awesome. If you have any more questions, I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I'll go back and look at questions. So thank you for watching. Okay. Do you want to stop?